Okay, you asked for it, so we got him.
What's up, TikTok?
We got my son here today. I know you guys a lot of you have been following me for a long time. If this is the first time seeing me, this might be a little weird, but this page is all about alcoholism, alcohol use disorder, and alcoholism in the family. And today I have my son because a lot of people wanted to know really his viewpoint on what was really going on with his mother. His mother passed away about 4.5 years ago. At the time, he was 19 years old. He's 24 now, so it was quite an impact. Her worst years, to be honest with you, were between probably in his junior high school years to his senior years. Probably by the time he was between 13 and 19. Her last 6-7 years were kind of rough. And Griff, what do you think what was your really take on it? How did it affect you, do you think, when you're in high school? Some of the things.
I think in high school, a lot of it had to do with just coming home to it. I'd be at school all day. I'd get all my work done, and I walked home from school, and we live in Southern California, so it was always very hot.
Right.
I'd walk 2 miles home, and sometimes the front door would be locked. When I got home, my dad would be at work, and it'd be like, oh, it's one of those days. You already know you're gonna come home to,
Yeah.
and I mean,
you had to walk home because we couldn't let her pick you up at that point.
that's right.
Because she really wasn't allowed to drive because she already had probably 2 or 3 DUIs.
Yeah.
So she wasn't allowed to drive, which made everything a little bit harder.
Well, the origin of that was I was in middle school, and she had been picking me up,
Right.
Or she was supposed to have been picking me up, and you had been picking me up.
Right.
But then you had to go to some business meeting in another state for a couple days.
Right.
And she was, it was her job to pick me up. It was kind of, we expected her to pick me up. And then one day, she just didn't show up, and I called her, nothing. So
Right.
I called my dad, and he just said, I could, get somebody to pick you up. You could walk home. And so I basically walked home
Right.
for the rest of my school career after
Right.
that.
Yeah. Well, really,
it was just-
unless it was raining or something, I would come get you because I worked out of my house. But if I was in the area, I would, drive an hour just to come get him.
Yeah.
Because she
I do remember that.
she couldn't even pick him up.
Oh.
So as we go through this, Griff, what do you think was the thing that was the most difficult in her last years, like when you're in high school and right around that era?
Yeah, I would say the hardest part was probably just coming home to it and just thinking about how much better things could be if she would just stop. It's just one thing. It was just drinking. And if she wasn't doing it, we'd have the perfect life, really.
Right.
It was the only.
Well, it was a really nice family. We all cared for each other. It was just this disease just kind of it separated us. I would go in the man cave and you'd go in your bedroom and she would drink and there's nothing, we couldn't stop her from doing it. I think it was just the insecurity of just dealing with it on a daily basis.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
I think part of that growing up kind of, I don't know, it made me a little more cloistered, I feel like, for a while. When I was a kid, I was very shy. Growing up, I was very shy. I think it had to do with that partly, just coming home and dealing with the stress of not knowing what I'm going home to, or somebody that's, incoherent, talking to me or wanting me to do things or whatever.
Well, I think it makes you angry.
Yeah.
To an
I think
extent,
definitely.
it's just like, come on. I can't have a legible conversation with you.
Yeah, I don't think there's any one emotion that really encapsulates it. I think it's just awful, honestly.
Right.
It's a disease, and it's.
Yeah, it just became kind of a way of life. I think it kind of became our normal.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is I feel like when I was younger, you don't really have anything to compare your experience against. I remember as a kid just thinking, or maybe middle school, even before middle school, but just thinking, oh, it's one of those days where mom's gonna be weird for a while,
Right.
like she's sick or something. I don't know why, but I know, her skin's a little yellower today, and she's talking weird, so she's gonna be weird for a week or two.
Yeah, and if you don't, as a kid, you don't really know what it is. You just because you're so used to it. But yeah, it's unfortunate. So it's important to bring other family members into the conversation because it's a family disease. And again, if when you're ready to work with me one-on-one, the link is above. You can click on the link tree, go to the Calendly link, set up a Zoom call. I've helped thousands of alcoholics, and just as importantly, I've helped their families. And again, please like, share, and comment. We also go live at 6 o'clock Monday through Friday, right around 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And again, thanks for listening.